Green light. Go, go, go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to the RDC Porsche British Porsche Cup Week 2, or as I like to call it, Launch Night 2.0. The commentator's mic is working this week, hopefully. Like a clergyman giving it large on the wheels of steel, we are back once again like a renegade pastor with our very own rubber-wrapped wheels of steel for the RDC British Porsche Cup Series, sponsored by Vispa. Vispa, creating virtual experiences that feel natural, immersing you in a 3D multiplayer environment where collaborating, brainstorming and team building are both productive and creative. Vispa, bringing the tools to make work as enjoyable as multiplayer gaming. Joining me tonight will once again be Kane. If he's there. Nope, no sign of Kane at the moment, but that's fine. We're going to be bringing you another two 20-minute races. Did someone say reverse order grid? At the one and only Silverstone for some absolutely flying laps around this old airfield in these stunning 2017 Porsche Cup car liveries as our 15 returning drivers battle out for victory. Returning alongside me is the man himself, Twitch's very own Cadras Gaming, and the man most famously known as being extra number 3 in Scott and Charlene's wedding at Neighbours. It is, of course, Kane Denham. How we doing, Kane? Still no sign of Kane at the moment, so we will crack on. For some reason, the guys...
Here we are, John. Good evening, everybody.
There we go. At least it wasn't my mic this week, mate. At least it wasn't my mic.
We had to have one mic have a little bit of a problem, but yes. Good evening, everybody, and a welcome out there to everybody watching on Twitch and YouTube. It is, of course, our privilege, as always, to bring you round 2 action from Silverstone tonight. Brought to you by Rapid Drivers Club, and of course, not without the help of our great sponsor, Vispa, John.
Indeed, Vispa. You had a nosy about there during the week, Kane. What were your thoughts on what the guys at Vispa have got going on?
Yeah, John was very interested to see what was going on over there at Vispa, so did take a little bit of a tour, and just like the drivers we're seeing on screen now, and the Harris brothers with the RDC, Rapid Drivers Club, these guys and girls have got it very much together over there. I was blown away by the ingenuity and the ease of which to use it all. I know they have very big things ahead, and again, jump on over there, have a look at Vispa and check them out, guys.
Yeah, I actually can't wait to get my hands on that software again myself. It's going to be absolutely amazing for you and I working together. It is extremely innovative and very user-friendly. And waiting... Sorry, I'm reading completely wrong, but anyway, this is week 2. It is a 7-week competition from the Rapid Drivers Club. We had Brands Hatch last week in which Aleric Ensler and Josh Webster showed their basically world class and absolutely mobbed the field and took the top 2 podium spots in both. This is Silverstone this week. We've got 40 minutes at Darlington this week. Sorry, 2 20-minute races at Darlington this week, followed by 40 minutes at Spa.
Silverstone, John. Silverstone.
Well, it's Silverstone this week, Darlington this week. Spa 40 minutes, Snetterton, Oulton, and then Donington Park. Unbelievable first two races we had, Kane. Aleric, what a drive he had, and he's looking good for this week as well.
Yeah, John, absolutely. Outstanding race last week in that race 2 reverse grid format. Seen him climb all the way through the field. So it's in another week of qualifying. It's seen him rise all the way to the top with that blistering 2 minutes 0.7. So he's only completed 9 laps in qualifying mode. We can have a look at. So it's very easy to see why they call him the setup king.
Yeah, not really a surprise. I mean, his performance in the opening exchanges round 1, they really were spectacular.
Yeah, as we touched on there, the drive in race 2 was, for mine in particular, the best one. Shooting through the field, taking top spot all the way, holding off Josh Webster in the end. So yeah, we're going to see a repeat tonight. We do in fact have big news. Josh Webster, the joint leader, is out of round 2 action. So pretty much a free pass here for Alaric. He'll be looking to grab that top position and well and truly hold on to it.
Yeah, he really will. Now, we mentioned the top 2 drivers running away from it. We do have the drivers in 3rd down to 6th. There's only 9 points separating those guys, Kane. And we've got some decent names in there as well. Johan Kai Cornelius, of course, our sponsor. Harlan Yar's in there, so is Connor Garrett. Connor can't make it this week, but the guys 3rd, 4th and 5th, a decent showing here, and they could definitely make a charge.
Yeah, real tight at that top. Couple of clear leaders with obviously, Josh Webster and Alec Benson there. A couple of other drivers to watch out for today, John. Good qualifying from Tom Davidson, who will start from the front row today. Actually finished race 1 in the pits last week, so he'll be looking to stay up that pointy end and get the most of those points on offer. Another driver that missed out on some points last week was Alex Nunez. So he actually missed race 2. He'll be starting race 1 from 5th spot today. So a couple of names there to keep an eye out. A couple of quick drivers, John, a few misfortunes last week. Didn't see second race completed. So yeah, definitely ones to keep your eye on today.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on them. They are, of course, racing this week at Silverstone. It definitely declares itself the home of British racing, and it's got a history that stretches back to 1948. There is some justification to the claim that it is the home of British racing. I'm sure Brands Hatch would disagree. Always one of the fastest circuits, Silverstone is developed from its wind-swept airfield origins into one of the most recognised in world motorsport, and it will be all action tonight as our squadron of Porsche drivers dive bomb their way around this course for 20 minutes at a time, Kane.
Yeah, interesting choice of words there, John. Rather appropriate. So the Silverstone circuit is actually on the site of an old World War II Royal Air Force bomber station. So the number 17 operational training unit used it. And you can still see part of the airfield's 3 runways down, heading down towards the corner at the end of Hangar Straight. Do catch a bit of a glimpse there of the old hangar setup. The whole, very interesting.
Yes, it is. The first official race, 1948, and it was organised. It took less than 2 months to organise, which is not bad considering that was not long after the war. It was hugely successful, 100,000 people in attendance, and it set Silverstone on its path to be a record-breaking course. It is. You talk about world famous corners, Abbey and Nuffield, Beckett's and Chapel Curve, Stone Corner, Maggots, Beckett's, Luca, the Hangar Straight, the Wellington Straight. It is 18 corners, 5.8 kilometres of absolute to the wall, flat out driving. The real life record, the real world record, 1 minute 56.637, which is a very, very quick time. These guys, of course, are not in cars of that calibre, so we won't be clocking anywhere near there. But we did mention Aleric Ensland, who is comfortably sat in the pits waiting on the free practice session to end, along with the other guys. He has absolutely made that car his own. Him and Josh, himself and Josh Webster, absolutely flying through the pack last week to be at joint top of this at the moment, and that is, of course, 59 points each. All the drivers do score points, and I'm going to quickly wonder why we have that open as well. That shouldn't be there, but that should be there. So let's just quickly do that. So it is round 2. As I said, we've got 2 races again, and Silverstone, Kane, an absolutely heroic track to say the least.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one, John. A little bit short on competitors this week. We've got a few of the drivers, some other commitments that they have signed into. So yeah, there's 14 drivers on the grid, but it's not going to prevent the action from happening. It's all going to be on at turn 1, and it's going to continue through there, as we say. Maggots and Beckett's very crucial section of the track. Need to get a very good exit out of there for the straight. Yeah, can't wait for this to get underway, and yeah, all heating up, John.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Less than a minute to go. The guys will do a full formation lap, which will take them a bit of a while. Aleric, as we mentioned, his qualifying time, 2 minutes dead. Absolutely spectacular time for driving about in these cars. Of course, these cars made 2017. These little beauties have been on the go. The Porsche 991 Mark II. And also we do have, I was trying to be clever there, but I've lost track of it now. One of our drivers is driving a livery that made his debut the year this car was built. But I don't think he's driving tonight, so I'm going to leave that little gem alone. These cars, as I say, all the liveries are original, actual liveries. We've got the Shell livery from 1988 there. We have the brand livery, which, if I could find my driver list quick enough, see, this is a problem when you're overly organised. You can't actually find things. Who is it I'm looking for? Brand, of course. Pete Greaves is driving the brand car, but he is not joining us this evening. But yeah, as I say, these cars, all original liveries from throughout the Porsche history. And yeah, absolutely fabulous display. We're going to give us tonight 20 minutes around Silverstone. As I said, 5.8 kilometres. Aleric Enslin, championship leader at the moment. If he gets a good run here, it's going to be game over for Josh Webster, you would feel, who's going to miss 2 races here. So it's a potential 60-point haul here for Enslin. And with the middle event in Spa being a single 40-minute race, that really does put a massive dent in Webster's chances of catching up. But he is definitely a man up for the challenge. We'll see when he returns next week. We've got Jackie Webster joining us this week, starting at 14th in that beautiful Michelin livery. There's Jason Wesley joining us tonight. He starts in 13th with Harlan Hatter in the Farben Get-Up. That's obviously from the German Deutsche Post Carrera League. He is in 12th tonight with Elliot Wilkie starting in 11th. We've got Etienne Meslin joining us tonight as well. He's going to start in 10th place with Kyle Harris, of course, one of the founding members of the Rapid Drivers Club. He's Royal there. I don't know why I was going to say Royal. Kyle's never going to let me forget the fact that I put Royal with his name, so I'm never going to hear the end of that. So if I go off Discord for a week, people, you know why. Kieran Clifford is in the Brazilian Paraflu livery. He's starting in 8th for the first race. And Cornelius Filbinger, of course, in the Hublot. He is our sponsor, so fingers crossed he doesn't get unceremoniously punted this week. Johan Dai will be starting in 6th with Alec Nunes in 5th. Rendandito, whose name I'm not going to get right all evening. I apologise, Rendy. He's in 5th with TSR Wake, also known as Samsu. He's in 3rd with Tom Davison in 2nd, and Aleric the Alien Enslin starting in 1st place. Kane, they're coming up to the start-finish line. This is going to be an absolute cracking 20-minute race. And
yes, John.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
I think you'll find. Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm just wondering why we were on the start-finish line. We're actually on the back.
Yes, we are.
The back straights at the moment. Still heading back to the start of the lap. Yeah, like you said there. Display on the screen here. We can see those. Anybody watching at home there? We've got those top 5 drivers in the white markings next to their car manufacturer there. So that shows us our pro drivers. Our silver drivers in the middle of the pack, and then our AM drivers. So that should be interesting to see those little battles take place, as well as we see an unfortunate little spin there on the warm-up lap, John. Someone getting a little bit over anxious. Yes.
Yeah, there are somebody well out of position there. We'll see who that was. Let's going. It was a Black Falcon car. I'm surprised by that. The Black Falcon cars, they are piloted by Johan Tai. So that looks like Johan. Wow, didn't expect a mistake from Johan. Hi to anyone that's watching, by the way. Moment with the setup I'm using, I can't actually see the chat. I've just realised I meant to go say hi to everyone as they come around the last corner here. Or certainly the last corner for this setup. It is Luffield. We're going to look on it first off into Cops. So if you are watching the chat, say hello, give us a hi. I will jump on and get a chat, something opened very soon. So hopefully we can see. Oh, there we go, and you can hear my voice coming through. Ever the professional, Kane. But here we are. 14 drivers lining up
John.
to take us through the next 20 minutes of absolute all-out action here in the Vispa-sponsored RDC Porsche British Cup. Jump on the Samsu up in third, and we'll see how this one goes. The guys, of course, rolling start. Foot hovering patiently or impatiently on the accelerator. And any second now we will be crossing the line, and it's a go, the lights are green, and it's a foot down, and away they go, and Renadito's got a great start. Samsu's got a great start over Renadito, and sneaking up the inside is Johan Tai, so a bit of a wiggle in the warm-up, but he's made a great move. Top 5 have made a great break from Filbinger and Clifford and Harris tucking in there behind, so they've got a slow start, but the 4 guys at the front are absolutely flying off. Aleric Enslin absolutely nailing the start of the car there. Tom Davison running a bit wide, catch some curves, so he's going to come under massive pressure from Samsu and Renadito. They nip up the inside, and so does Alex Nunes, so all kinds of problem from Davison. We expected Davison to do well here as they come along the straight. Very, very difficult, as we see a group of 5 cars now with a lens in, just absolutely off into the distance on his own, Kane. A ridiculous start from him, but this group in the middle, things are just heating up indeed, and Renadito again runs wide, cut Kane off before he even gets a chance to speak, but that's what I'm most famous for with Samsu. He's stuck right in the middle of his battle then, now finds himself right in the front, surrounded by Black Flag, Black Falcon, Farbin and Shell liveries. They're going to come along the hangar straight, and it's going to be nose to tail slipstream all the way, Kane. What a start. It's only the opening half of the lap, and these guys are absolutely nailing these cars to the wall.
Yeah, not wrong there, John. Alec Ensign's got that rocket on the front of that, on the back of that Porsche. He's taken off. Left these guys battling behind him, and they are battling such. Davidson, a little bit unlucky there at the start, gets swamped by a couple of drivers, but
oh, as we see big
a bad
moves, 3
start
wide.
in all.
Oh, 4 wide, sorry, 3 wide we see there. Kyle Harris involved, so is Harlan Harter and Eric Meslin, and tell you what, Harlan Harter's got the move done on Kyle. So he's made a move off the inside of Kyle. He's left Kyle vulnerable to Meslin. Meslin's going to come right along that back straight and give him a full hello. He's going to come see him, and I tell you what, he's got Wilkie looking to make a move on the left as well. So they're going to come side by side. They'll come through Luffield, and he's going to turn the hard left. Will he catch that curve? Gets a slightly better line. Kyle gets a great line. We see a car off the track spinning. That's a Telcel livery, Kane. Let's find out who that was. So we've got a driver down. We'll have one down on the warm-up lap. We've got, as we see, Wilkie not quite able to get the drive he needed out the last corner. Although Kyle Harris has run a bit wide, caught himself a bit of curve. But it's positions as you were, and Aleric Enslin is in the lead, but Alex Nunes in second place. Renadito then is under major pressure in second. I tell you what, Samsu looks like he's going to get the move done, and Cornelius Filbinger is holding on to 5th place, so he will have a fantastic view of the battle that's going ahead here between these 2 cars. Samsu and Renadito fighting out for a podium position, only 3 minutes in, absolutely on top of one another. And tell you what, Samsu is no mug around this course. I've seen him race here before, and he will look to get a move done here. He's all over the slipstream there of the Shell car, so they will go side by side through maggots and beckets, which is a phrase I love to hear in motor racing. Samsu takes the wider line, looks to get a tight turn, and absolutely nails that. Side by side they go through maggots and beckets, Kane. They're going to come on the hangar straight. This is going to be an interesting one through the chicane. Will they hold it side by side, or will Sue get the move done? He's on the apex side by side through the chicane as well. They're just showing off now. That is way more control than any human being should have with these cars. I think you would agree, Kane, but they're going to come along the hangar straight, and that is a fantastic little procession we've got. And Cornelius Filbinger is the great beneficiary from there, because he looks like he could vault both of these guys here.
Yeah, John, all happening right now. A couple of big losers out. Just to recap, Tom Davidson all the way down from second to 11th at the moment. He's tightly followed by Kieran Clifford, who's up a few positions as well. He's down in 12th. Big move is Harlan Hatter up into 7th, so he's had a couple of good starts. But yeah, this action in the podium finishes, the podium places here, John, really heating up.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And there's still battles going on in the background, actually. It's Eric Messland, who I can't see. There we go. He is very, very close. He's tied up in a nice little battle here with Davidson and Clifford. So Messland trying to make his way through. There's Davidson. Although it says Clifford, I think the timing board may need to update because I know that Clifford is, of course, in the Paraflu. And that is not a Paraflu, that is a Telcel in the background. I hope the stream's running okay. I seem to be getting a bit of glitch in here. I hope it's running nice and smooth for you guys at home. As we jump on board, let's get a cracking look here as Davidson. As you can see in the mirror, he's got Wilkie tucked in there behind. So Wilkie has got the moved up on Clifford. So Wilkie has done right. Clifford has dropped back. He's down to 12. Wilkie's up to 11 and he's absolutely closed down on Messland just ahead of him there in the Matrix livery. Oh, and he's absolutely nailed that corner a bit better than Messland has, but both men getting slightly out of shape. Absolutely not the place you want to be getting these cars out of shape. I do have it on good authority that Magnus and Beckett in these cars is absolutely a phenomenal pain in a word I'm not allowed to use before 10 o'clock, so we'll just watch and see what happens here when he comes through. He's going to go flying around the outside. Let's see exactly where. Oh, and I tell you what, Wilkie's tried to avoid the accident there. He got on the brakes a bit late, but the Matrix and the Telcel side by side, Messland and Davidson coming into the chicane, and he's got the move done up the inside. Very, very, very nicely done indeed. So that is a move done. That will take him up. We see in the background then, it's all on between Wilkie and Clifford then as they come along the hangar straight. These two side by side, Kane. No quarter will be given a ras. Oh, Clifford does tuck into the slipstream. Can he get a move done? Coming through this section, it's going to be hard on the brakes as they come past this left-hander. Very, very close to the curbs on the left. Onto the brakes, try and double the car back. He's gone up the inside. Has he outgrown them? What a move by Clifford, Kane. Oh, and there's a Matrix spinner. And I tell you what an overtake and then an avoidance, Kane. That's got to be move of the race already. We're only 6 minutes in.
Yeah, what a passage of play that was, John. Kieran with that move. Definitely did throw that right down the inside there, under heavy brakes, got the move done very cleanly, gets around the corner and the eyes would have wide open as he's seen that spinning car in front. So very good job for these guys to avoid it as they continue side by side. This battle, Kieran Clifford and Wilkie, very, very interesting. M. Sujon not leaving Retnandito alone up the front part.
Oh yeah, the two of them are very close. They are still partnered, of course. And Harlan Hatter as well. Actually, he is giving Johan Tai all kinds of headaches in Sector 2. I'm having a look at the timing, and it's Sector 2 is absolutely chewing straight into any lead that Johan Tai has. So can he get a move done? Of course, Sector 2 leads beautifully into that hangar straight, which is one of the greatest places to overtake. It does have that unbelievably frightening corner, Abbey in the Farm Kirkland Village, but if you can nail it along the hangar straight, into Stoden Vale, you can certainly make an absolute massive move. Oh, as we see Harlan running slightly wide in his German Porsche Carrera Cup Liv Farben livery. He is hunting down the black Falcon livery of Johan Tai. We did see Johan during the warm-up during the warm-up lap have himself a bit of an incident, so it might suggest he's not as comfortable on this track as some of the other drivers, but he will certainly fulfill a Harlan should he make the slightest of mistake. There's definitely still battles going on up front. As you say, Sam Su and Renan Dito, these two guys absolutely all over one another. As we see the Farben livery, why is that not going to there? There we go. Sorry, we couldn't. So Sam Su then putting in a great performance up to 4th place and definitely challenging for a podium. They seem to have dropped Cornelius a bit behind them. He's now 2 seconds in arrears, but he's got a comfortable gap to Johan Tai, who's currently defending from Harlan Hatter. So great running from Cornelius, as we can see in the background there. He will be hoping that these two guys can battle hard enough to let him back in, but Sam Su definitely looking good to keep Renan Dito very, very honest until the end of the race. What do we reckon, Kate? Do we think he can get the move done? Solid performances in the first 2 races if it wasn't for a couple of non-self-inflicted incidents. So yeah, could he put that right this week with a podium finish, do we think?
Quite possibly, John. Quite possibly. He'll be looking to get past Rennie definitely in the next 11 minutes. Rennie did get a move done in that opening lap and make a pass, so The shuffle there. Alex Nunez, but up into second position. It's one of the guys we talked about at the start of the race, missing race 2 last week. So he's making the most of his great qualifying, and he's up into second position. Like we said, but Enslin out in front, and he's really got that thing nailed. Can set up a car, can tell you that.
Yeah, there's absolutely no denying that man can set up a car like no other, and he's absolutely these guys to the sword with a 5-second lead, only 10 minutes into the race. So we are coming to the halfway mark, and at the moment, scared to take my eyes off this battle here in the middle of the pack between these two drivers. Very, very, very close indeed. Sam absolutely doing his best. The patience he's shown here to try and eye up a move is absolutely commendable. Oh, and I tell you what, he gets a tighter apex there. Sorry, that's the one thing about being a commentator. You have to keep speaking. You do get a bit excited sometimes when the drivers catch a bit of sausage like that. And Sam Sue is definitely putting Renadito under all kinds of pressure here in that 1988 Shell livery. Can the man from the Deutsche Porsche Carrera Cup get the move done? We will see.
So evenly matched out of that last corner, John. I was looking to see.
Oh, slide by Sam.
Oh, see. Yeah, a little bit of a slide, a little bit of a power slide, but John, it seems to have gained a little bit of time from that. Not lost any. Yeah, just amazing how evenly matched these drivers are, and such a fun battle to watch.
Yeah, really is. Jump back on board with Harlan Hatter then. As I say, he's still giving Johan Ty all kinds of problems as well. Jump on board, have a quick look at the inside of these cars. Of course, these cars made 1917. These came into production in 1991 Mark II. It is a Cup edition. It is called the GT3. It's not the GT3 Cup. It's just called the GT3 edition. But whatever you call it, it is an absolute monster to drive and great fun. And these boys are out there absolutely putting them through their paces. Look, Harlan still all over the back. Sam Sue looks like he's going to get a move. For these guys fighting over camera time, coming out to Marcus and Beckett. He's going to go up the inside. It's a side-by-side situation. Oh, and the Shell car keeps his nose in front. Just runs a bit wide though, so the stewards may be giving him a little ticking off for that. We will see how that one plays out coming into the chicane. And that is running really slow there. That is running really slow. The screen was running really slow there compared to our drivers. They're going to come back on to the straight again. The slipstream, Sam getting thrown out the back of the slipstream, and we see Cornelia still lurking in the background. Look how close these guys are now. This is unbelievable. Let's jump on the front of Sam's car to see just how close these guys get through this very tight section. Of course, this is where we saw Kieran Clifford make the move and then very quickly avoid a spinning Porsche front. Oh, and the Shell car of Renadito gets slightly out of shape going onto this back straight. That will give Sam Sue a bullet to run. Did Sam have himself a bit of a wiggle there as well? He didn't seem to be catching up and getting the wiggle that we saw Renadito have there. You think he closed the gap? Obviously the slipstream not as strong as it is in the normal GT3 car Porsches, because these cars aren't as aerodynamically as inclined as their big brothers. I do have to give myself some mouthfuls, don't I, Kate?
You do try your best. You do.
You do. And
just say a quick hello to Jimothy in the Twitch chat. Hello, Jimothy.
Oh, Jimothy.
Welcome along.
Good evening, my friend. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome along. Everyone else in the chat, if you're in the chat, say hello. If you're on YouTube as well, by the way, say hello. I'm not sure why we can't see the chat from YouTube. So if you are watching on YouTube as well, welcome. Is of course the Rapid Drivers Club British Porsche Cup Series. It is a 7-week series in which you will be treated to 13 races. One of them's a 40-minute at Spa, and it is myself and Kane Denham who have the great pleasure of bringing you all the coverage. And let's face it, we're only doing it so we're guaranteed front row seats to this action. Speaking of front row seat, once again they go through that section of the track, and I tell you what, Sam really is trying to get it done there through, sorry, that's not Luffield, that is of course through Beckett's and Chapel Curve, Margaret Beckett's Chapel Curve, along the Hanger Straight. Sam really is putting him to the sword here. He really does have the jump on him through there, but Renadito is getting the defensive move done every time, and he's keeping his nose out in front, going into the Hanger Straight through so Stowe and along Vale. It's really difficult for Sam to get the move done unless he pulls a Clifford and pops it up the inside here, but no, Renadito protects the curve Protects the curve, sorry. Sam tries to go around the outside. Will he get the cut back? Oh, he gets a great run, does Sam.
Looking.
Yeah, on you go, Kane.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for that exit speed this time, John. He's going to put that car up the inside. No doubt. There's a little bit of stutter there in the game. And it does, in fact, keep it patient, Sam, behind. So, yeah, showing plenty of patience. Still 5 minutes to go, so still plenty of time. Weighing up where he can get this move done on Rennie.
Yeah, there is 15 minutes. I can't believe it's been 15 minutes already. But after 15 minutes of racing, we've got Jackie Harris, who is in 14th at the minute, with Jason Wesley in 13th. We've got Etienne Mesland, who's dropped down to 12th after that spinning incident and has been left behind by the field. Tom Davidson is closing the gap on Elliott Wake and could well get a move done in the closing 5 minutes. We do know that Tom has some blistering pace around here, qualifying very well before the event. Kieran Clifford then, he is up to 9th position with one of our founding fathers, Kyle Harris, up into 8th position. He'll be hoping he doesn't do what he did last week in race 2 and bin it close to the end. So come on, Kyle, you can do it, kid. We've got Harlan Hatter then. He's dropped slightly off the back of Johan Tai. He's in 7th position at the moment, which means Johan Tai, that's right, he is in 6th with Cornelius Filbinger, one of our sponsors from Vispa. Great show from him, running fantastically well in 5th position. We've got Renedito, who is currently in 4th after falling to the charms of Sam Su, who now is in the podium position 3rd. We've got Alex Nunes off and running in 2nd position, and off and running is an understatement of gargantuan proportions for Aleric Enslin. 15.5 minutes gone of this race, and he is 7.5 seconds in the lead, Kane. That is pretty phenomenal going, given the difficulties that you can have on this track in this car.
Yeah, and race 2 format really sets it up for Alaric to prove just how well he can get that car through the field. So, of course, we do have the reverse grid from qualifying results, John, not from a race result, it's from those qualifying results. So we'll see Alaric start from the back of the grid, and Tom Davidson will be just in front of him. So yeah, it might be another tough day out for Tom.
Oh, big slide by Renendio, absolutely throws it in there through Luffield. And I tell you what, he wants that podium position back. He's going to come round Woodcock with the bit between his teeth. He's going to come along this straight into Cops. He's got a pretty decent run. Can he close the gap? Obviously, normally in the GT3 car, if you're in within 0.8 of a second, you're within slipstream. Oh, they're coming round Cops. Sorry, is that Cops? It is, of course, Cops. Yes, it is.
Yes, Cops is there, heading into Maggots and Beckett's now, John. Rennie getting that Porsche a little bit sideways, so really pushing the tyres here in these 20-minute races. It's what we love about these races, all action, all fast-paced.
Look at the opposite look. Go on, Renendito. He's listening to the stream and putting on a show for you guys at home. I hope you appreciate his hard work as much as I am, because that is some fantastic manoeuvring in those cars. Like I say, they're definitely not GT3 cars, even though they do have the word GT3 in their name. They are nowhere near the aerodynamic or mechanical grip that their big brethren have. So these guys, I can assure you, are having as much fun driving these things, you like to think, as we are having watching them. Again, with these fantastic liveries, as we see again coming through that little chicane, the frame rate really doesn't like that part of the track, so we won't use that camera anymore. But here we go, coming along the hanger straight once again. It's Renedito, and there's Cornelius closing the gap ever so slightly. He's definitely closing in on these guys. Can he get close enough in the last 2 minutes to bother these guys and maybe even sneak himself a podium? If he can put himself in the three-way battle with these two, you never know what's going to happen. But with 2 minutes left, we do, as I say, have Jackie Harrison 14th with Jason Westerby. Where are you, Jackie? There you are. How are we doing in the Michelin? We've got Jason Westerby in 13th with Meslin in 12th. We've got Wilkie. Looks like he could come under some pressure soon in 11th with Davison in 10th. He's doing his best to catch up to Kieran Clifford, but it looks like he's got 9th in the bag if he can keep it on track. We've got Kyle Harris then. Oh, has a bit of a wiggle there. Cursing the commentator Kyle, sorry, but he's in 8th with Harlan Hatter still in 7th, not able to close that gap on Johan Tai any further. So Johan in 6th position with Cornelius, our sponsor from Vispa, of course, in 4th place, with Renedito still battling out for the podium with Sam Su. No battle whatsoever though. Alex Nunes, he has got 2nd place all wrapped up with Alaric Enslin off into the lead. To put it in perspective, Alaric is lapping currently in the low 2-minute 2s. The best lap he's put in this race is a 2-minute 1.6. The closest any other driver got to that is 2-minute 2.3. So his average lap time is about 8/10 of a lap quicker than these guys, and that has certainly been borne out in the lead he has over them, Kane. And yeah, that is definitely, as we thought, 30 points in the bag, and that is going to do him wonders for this little championship.
Yeah, going to really bolster those points, like we say, with the joint leader Josh Webster out for round 2. So yeah, Alec really making the most of that start, and so he did only need to get out in front and clean and then keep it there. Not only is he good on the setups, John, we do harp a lot on the setup, the fact that he can set up the car. You can't set up a car without being able to drive that car as well. So Alaric in total control of that Porsche out there today. Yeah, fantastic display of driving.
Yeah, it really is, and genuinely fantastic display of driving from all the drivers. These cars, they are fantastic fun to drive, but they're certainly more fun to watch. These things are definitely hard work, and like I said, they're nowhere near as aerodynamically balanced as their GT3 brothers. Kieran Clifford, very good friend of mine, was giving me the lowdown on how much fun these things are to drive around here. Yeah, we'll leave that one there. He is coming home in 9th in his Brazilian Paraflu livery, so he will be very pleased with that. Inside the top 10. Meslin then, still looking like he wants
Alaric's
to bother
just crossed the line, John.
Oh, so he has.
Alaric
I've done it again. Sacked.
We've missed it.
Worst commentators
Alex
ever.
Nunes.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, Kane, on you go. Oh, look at that big spin from Renandito. Love that. He's putting on a show. Let me just run through. There we go. Cornelius comes home to take 5th. Harlan Hatter is going to take 6th. Johan Tai is going to take 7th position, with Kyle Harris coming home with a very respectable 8th. Here comes Kieran Paraflu Clifford. He's going to take 9th with Tom Davidson, making it back up to 10th position. Wilkie has managed to fend off the advances of Mesland. He is going to come home for 11th place, with Mesland taking home 12th. Westerby in 13th, and Jackie Harris, last but certainly not least of our 14 valiant racers here around the 5.8 kilometre circuit that is Silverstone. He is going to come home in 14th position. So some great battles in the midfield, Kane, but it is pretty much as you were up at the top, with Alaric Enslin there putting in an unbelievable display in that Porsche.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Alaric putting that thing too far in front for us to watch anything going on. Like you say, so much battles going on throughout the field. Hard to keep track on everything happening, but yeah, super drive again. I'm very interested to see how this second race plays out with the reverse grid. So we'll be looking to make up as many positions as possible in those opening laps and keep that thing pointed in the right direction.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let me just... Sorry, I was quickly trying to bring up the highlights there, but for some reason, the game has decided we're not getting them. So there we go. No highlights for us. Thanks very much. Let's just get rid of that. Get rid of that. And yeah, we'll look at this pretty screen instead. While the guys load in, we do have race number 2. Can you tell I'm excited? Why am I excited, Kane? That's right, because it's a reverse order grid. So, give us a lowdown once more, please, my friend. What is the deal with race number 2?
So, as we know from qualifying, qualifying takes place earlier on in the week over a 2-day period. Guys have unlimited time to get their perfect lap in. So, if you can get your lap in 3 laps, then so be it. If you need 300, then that's what you need. So, guys have those 2 days. Alaric Enslin, Tom Davidson, Sam Sue made up those top 3 positions, with Alex Nunes in 4th. What will happen from that qualifying result will be, in fact, the race 2 reverse grid. So we will see Jackie Harris start in 1st position, followed by Jason Westerby, then Harlan Hatter, Elliot Wilkie, Jack Wilkins, Etne Mesland, Kyle Harris, Kieran Clifford, Cornelius Philbinger, Johan Tai, Randy Renandito in that drifting Porsche. Uh, Alex Nunes will be just in front. Sam Su, then Tom Davidson and Alec Enslin all the way from the back of the grid, John. So
Yeah.
not just short, sharp, fast 20-minute races. We throw that reverse grid into the mix and really throws things around. So can't wait for all this to get underway again.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm just quickly panicking in the background. Let me just quickly do that and that. Perfect. There we go. Just making sure that that was all working. Let me just get that up as well. And that as well. Of course, this is Launch Night 2.0. We did launch last week, but my microphone wasn't working at the start of it. So you lucky people at home were spared my voice for the first few minutes, and poor Kane was left all on his own. Well, we're all working this week. It is the Vispa-sponsored RDC Porsche Cup. Of course, Vispa, very proud sponsors. They do create virtual experiences that feel natural and immerse you in a 3D multiplayer work environment where collaborating, brainstorming and team building are both productive and creative. Vispa, bringing you the tools to make work as enjoyable as multiplayer gaming. And just like the Rapid Drivers Club, they're a very, very young startup-like group of people who just follow their passion and try to build something that people love. And I'm sure everyone that's involved with the Rapid Drivers Club and with these beautiful Porsche liveries that are absolutely beautiful is having a great time tonight getting involved in these races. As I say, we did start with 20 people in the original races. A couple of guys haven't been able to make it tonight, but we do still have 14 cars on display. All the drivers, of course, the top 20 drivers, there's 20 involved, all get points. So the series format is two 20-minute races, apart from the Spa race. Of course, we'll have one 40-minute race for that. The second race is a full reverse of the qualifying results, as Kane mentioned. There's points for every single position. So the points start at 30 for P1, you get 29 for P2, 28 for P3, and that works its way all the way down to 11 points for 20th position. So first place actually is 420 points up for grabs, but last place has a very respectable 154 points up for grabs. So definitely worth fighting it out. And with the reverse order grid and the fact that the guys can get points all the way through the grid, it means that they really do battle it out on track to get these points in the bag. So we should expect to see the likes of Enslin, Ty, although Ty didn't have a great race, but certainly Nunes, who's on screen just now, and Aleric Enslin, we should expect to see those guys very, very quickly cut their way through the field, Kane.
Yeah, absolutely, John. Just having a look at those qualifying results, big mover from that race one for me was Harlan Hatter. So he'll be one to watch. He'll be starting from a lot further up the grid, John. He's going to be starting in third position. So made up 6 positions in the opening race, fighting through those qualifyings. So he'll actually have a couple of slower guys out in front of him at the start of this race. So yeah, he'll be looking to get a couple of moves done early and see if he can a little bit of a gap in front and put this thing around.
Yeah, he certainly will. He certainly will. Why does that say test? So bear with me 2 seconds. If you're on the social medias and things, remember you can get involved in this. The Rapid Drivers Club are on Discord. If you want to get involved in the racing, give them a shout on there. Of course, we're on YouTube as well. So if you are on YouTube, by the way, hello. Sorry, I haven't been able to get onto the YouTube chat, but I think I've just figured it out. Have I just figured it out? If you're on YouTube, say hi. If you're on Twitch, give us a hello. It is, of course, round 2 of 7. That's right, 7 weeks of this for you lucky people. Next week, we have Darlington. It will again be 2 20-minute races around Darlington with the reverse order grid, which we all love. After Darlington, Spa. That's right, 1 40-minuter. Yes, indeed, 40 minutes. We will send these guys around Spa with, of course, the ever-present ECC threat of rain. Haven't seen any in the first 4 races. I'm going to be honest, I am slightly disappointed by that. I'm sure the drivers aren't, which is why I'm giggling. After Spa, we're going to go to Snetterton. After Snetterton, it will be Oulton Park, and we will close on the 21st of April with a return to Donington. So 2 visits to Donington. Of course, this is a mirror of the season last season. Spa, let's face it, every organisation in Europe, doesn't matter whether you're the Porsche Carrera Cup in Deutschland or Holland or Britain, everyone goes to Spa, Kane, because that, let's face it, is the greatest track known to man, surely.
Fantastic circuit, yes, John. And I think you are a little bit excited about our venture to Spa. It will, like you say, be that 40-minute race. It'll be a little bit different format than the guys have been used to. In the opening, we'll have 3 rounds by the time we get to Spa. So, yeah, very different race, very different setup, and yeah, as you say, I'm very much looking forward to that Spa race as well.
Yeah, it really will be good, and like you say, that will be week 4, so the guys will have had plenty of practice at driving the car, and they're going to have had plenty of practice driving the car around here. Of course, this is Silverstone, 18 corners, 5.8 kilometres, built in 1948. It's actually been changed 12 times. The first time it was changed, it was reduced from 5.8 kilometres down to 4.6. It's been changed 12 times since then, and the last time it was changed in 2010 actually brought it back to 5.8 kilometres. So they shortened it by over a kilometre and then spent 60 or 70 years bringing it back to its original length. As I said, Maggots and Beckett's, vitally crucial corners in these cars that have been very reliably informed by our drivers this evening. Let's give them a quick rundown then. We've got Jason Westerby joining us this evening. I'm not sure what livery that is. I don't think I've got a note of that one, so we'll have to check after the show to see what it is. We have Sam Sue joining us this evening. There he is there in his Farbin livery. We've got Kieran Clifford in the Paraflu livery. Put on a great show to finish in the top 10 in the first race. Any second now. There we go. We will see his car come whizzing past. There we go, the Paraflu. We've got Kyle Harris, of course, Jens' his brother. He is joining us again this evening. I do know what livery he's driving, but it escapes me at the moment, because obviously that's what happens when you're on live TV. There is Tom Davison. I'm going to guess he's in the Telcel livery, Kane. See, I did that purely from memory. Obviously, Aleric Ensland, he is in the Hero livery, with Jackie Harris joining us this evening in that fabulous Michelin livery. Let's take a look at that one. Gotta love the colours in that. Renan Dito, as I mentioned, he is joining us tonight. He is in that Shell livery that was involved in so much accident. And in the Hublot livery is, of course, Cornelius Filbinger. There is Harlan Hatter, involved in some good stuff earlier. He is in a Farbin livery as well, with Messland in the Madrix. And yeah, that was the Madrix livery we saw spinning just off of Luffield when Kieran Clifford came flying past with that fantastic overtake. There's Elliot Wilkie again, Johan Tai in the Black Falcon, Tom Davidson in the Telcel, and Alex Runaway Championship leader Nunez. With a minute and a half left to go, Kane, these guys will be getting themselves well and truly warmed up and excited for race 2. With the results as they stand in race 1, it's going to make some interesting reading in the middle of the table, and a good result here could see the likes of Kyle Harris, Sam Sue and Renan Dito make themselves some very, very, very decent charges for the top, with Sam Sue currently in 8th, but only 11 points off the lead.
Yeah, John, yeah, like we said at the start of the cast, very tight in that middle field. It's going to be interesting to see all these points play out and yeah, see where everybody falls in line after race 2. But race 2, reverse grid, we can't stress it enough. It's going to be action packed. The short, fast races are action packed enough, and then we throw in a reverse grid race for everybody's pleasure. So
yeah, just
cannot wait. A little bit of chat in the chat here. A little bit of noise here. Cornelius, big hello to Cornelius out there. He's telling Alex to slow down. Alex is replying with a no.
No. How about no? I believe that was actually a comic book guy reference from The Simpsons. How about no? So yeah, so there we go. The guys definitely got a sense of humour. Of course, the guys at Rapid Drivers Club, they do value a sense of humour as much as they do their driving. Of course, that fact borne out no more than Kyle's own profile picture. So yeah, definitely they are a group of guys that do love a laugh and a giggle, as well as loving their sim racing. And sim racing is what they're about to do in the reverse order grid. Did somebody say reverse order grid? Reverse order? Is that what somebody said? Let me just make sure I do that, because I got into trouble last time. I did a broadcast like this and someone swore in the chat. So there we go. Look at that. RDC with a little Porsche badge hiding in the background there. Very, very, very nice indeed. Let me just make sure I do that and do that. Kane, predictions for race 2, my friend. What do we think is going to happen next?
I predict the rocket will be put back on the back of that Porsche of Elric, and he'll be launching through that field, John. I'll be looking to get that good start and make his way through. We'll say Harlan Hatter up into 3rd position, had a great race in race 1, so he'll be looking to improve on those and look at some more points.
Indeed. So I'm just
all
stopping.
action.
On you go.
Yeah, all action's all the action's about to unfold, John. Yeah, cannot wait. Just over a minute left before we get away on the formation lap.
Excellent. Oh, and I have successfully made it back in. I did panic there. I did. Why is... Aha. We're back up and running, Kane. Panic over. Panic over. Look at that. I do love a bit of dead silence. Ah, it's working again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there we go. We can jump back on to Helicam. And we can jump back on and have a quick look at the guys. We've got rid of text chat. So here we go. Unfortunately, no rain. I'm not going to lie. I am massively disappointed. I'm not sure if I already mentioned that. I did really hope we would get some rain. I'm sure the guys on the track really didn't want that though, but here we go. We have 7 rows for you this evening in race 2. Aleric Ensland then will start in 14th position. How far ahead will he finish? It's not a case of if, it's a case of when. So he is starting in 14th. Expect him to make a move like Sabine Schmidt carving through the Nürburgring. RIP Sabine, by the way. He, I'm sure, will take this Porsche and carve through this field in no time at all. Tom Davison then. He is going to start in 13th. Sam Sue starting in 12th. We've got Renadito in the shell livery. He is in 11th with Alex Nunes being asked to slow down by the sponsor. He is going to start in 10th. We've got Johan Tai starting in 9th position with Cornelius Filbinger, the man asking Alex to slow down. He's going to start this one in 8th, although he finished in 5th, so I don't know what he's talking about. Kieran Clifford, he will start the second race in 7th place tonight, with Kyle Harris starting in 6th. Can he hold his nerve this week and not bin it on the penultimate lap of race 2 when he is in sight of a podium? Yes, Kyle, sticking the knife and twisting it once more, my friend. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast, watching the back. I hope all you are, by the way. Etienne Mesland, he is going to start this race in 5th position with Elliot Wilkie in 4th. Harlan Hatter, he is going to start in 3rd place for this one, and Jason Westby is in 2nd. And the man on the front row of the grid in pole position for race number 2 here at the Visma sponsored RDC British Porsche Cup Series is Jackie Harris. And the one thing I did see in the text chat before we started the race was a single message from Jackie which read, "I should not be at the front, lol." So Jackie not feeling the love being on the front row of the grid. I can tell you myself, Kane, having taken part in several reverse order grid races, if you feel you're the slowest man on the track and you've got an entire field behind you with the likes of Nunes, Renandito, Ty, Davison and Ensland, it can certainly be a nervy and lonely place at the front of the grid.
Yes, absolutely. John can attest to those feelings also. I've been unfortunate enough to be up the front of those reverse race grids as well. Very unnerving having those super quick alien type drivers behind you. So it's off too as we see another.
That's Kyle. Kyle, I hope you're not watching the stream, because judging by the delay, you might have heard that just as I said, don't let your bottle go in race 2, kid. Come on now. He's going to really have to get the foot down now to catch up with the rest of the pack and get back into position. Ironically, he might actually end up with a slight bit. Oh no, he's making it back in the top. That certainly would have been an interesting one in his DSC recent livery, of course, Deutsche Sportcar Company. Our
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Kyle's looked at that for purely a passing perspective. That's going to look brilliant when he slows that back down and passes 4 cars in a matter of
got
2 corners. So, very well played, Kyle.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to laugh at these things, but yeah, that was good, Ken. I like that, bud. I like that. There is spoiler cam, the one camera we've not had a chance to use this race, as we see the beautiful Porsches glinting in the Silverstone sunlight. Yep, so Hatter carving his way back through 14 guys on the track. There is Aleric Enslin. I'm guessing we just jump on board with Aleric Enslin and watch him carve his way through the field for the first 8 minutes, Kane, and then see what the rest of the guys are doing. What do we think?
I think that's going to be where a lot of the action's going to be taking place, John. As we can see, it's all those faster drivers at the back, so they're going to be the impatient ones. They do only have 20 minutes to get through the field, so
Yeah,
not long at all.
Yeah, to put it in perspective, of course, Aleric qualified with a 2 minute 1.7, his closest rival with a 2 minute 1.5, 2 minute 1.8, and then very quickly drops down to 2 minute 0.5 and 2 minutes 0.10. So a good 4 to 5 to even 9-second difference between the guys in the front of the field and the guys at the back. So expect to see some unbelievable overtaking, and this is definitely a track to do it with Darlington and the open part to come. These guys in the reverse order are going to have to make the most of it here. And we're certainly going to try and make the most of this start as we're on board for the Vispa sponsored RDC Porsche Cup. And it's green lights and away they go. And it's a cracking start there from Wilkie. Absolutely got the pounce. Hatter has got a move done as well. Wesley really struggling to get that car moving. It's 3 wide as we see Enslin already up 2 positions. Is he going to make up another one here as well? He's going 3 wide, Kane. I'll tell you what, there's 3 wide, 2 wide, 3 wide. Oh, we're in the middle of the black flags. Wow, oh, a lot of action there. Oh, the Hublo's lost it. Enslin's lost it. There's a lot of contact. Madrid Hero, all out. Shell Racing, all out. Was Harlan Hatter, I think. Cornelius Filbinger's been caught again, I think, Kane. And that is, oh no, he's not. Cornelius is still going. I did think he'd be caught again, but the 2 black flag cars, Johan Tai and Alex Muniz, they're absolutely charging through the field. They've left the Michelin and Jackie Harris absolutely in the dust as we're coming to Maggots and Beckett. They've closed right up onto the back of not only Cornelius Filbinger but also Kyle Harris, who's in 5th position, but he has got himself a bit of a gap. And that's absolutely going to close up as we see these guys getting very, very, very close in the background, Kane. Some absolutely precision driving from the black flag guys. They are making this track their own at the moment, putting Cornelius under all kinds of pressure. Cornelius is on right, it's a 3-way battle here. They've got Kyle Harris here. Kyle unceremoniously up the outside and inside. No, Kyle's going to take the apex. Cornelius has got the outside apex. They don't touch Kane, and Cornelius is up the inside. What a move! Will we see a move? Oh, there we go. There's a complete repeat of Kieran Clifford's move, only this time Nunes takes out 2 of them. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Nunes manages to straighten the car. A little bit of contact with Cornelius and Colour. Kane, take it away. I can't keep up with this. This is insane stuff going on here. Oh, there's a big spin.
Yeah.
Black flag and black Falcon on black Falcon, Kane. Please, somebody catch my breath for me. What is going on in this race?
Yeah, take a breath, John. What action? Action everywhere. There has been some offs in that process. The guys keeping it together awfully well for the first 3 quarters of that lap. Did see it coming into Maggots and Beckett's 3 wide, was not going to end well. So Aleric Enslin with an unfortunate knock there, and he's going to have a little bit more work to do. He's already back up field. As we say that, timing boards are just updating all over the place.
3 wide, check your screen, Kane.
Yeah, have a look at that. They form back in single file to come through that tricky section.
And I tell you what, full credit to Harlan Hatter. All
got
that
away
action,
at the
mate.
start.
What a run he's had.
Yeah, if they got away at the start real quick, John, what we mentioned was quite fast in that first race, so made up quite a few positions, maybe the qualifying time. Not really a great representation of his pace, but yeah, really seeing it right now. He's jumped out into a almost 4-second lead over Wilkie. We are on board, in fact, with Enslin coming back through that field after that little bit of contact. Purely driver incident, no doubt. 3 wide, there's nowhere for anybody to go. So tough to watch, tough to see, but what we're here for. And the action still, he's all over the back of Sam Sue there. So Gonna make all sorts of waves and moves through here, John.
Kyle Harris once again. Oh, they're very close. But this Hacker Straight is providing some absolute cracking action. We're going to see another Kieran Clifford here. He's going to jam on the brakes right up the inside, holds the apex. What a move again. So that corner really is proving to be the one to get it done, which is not one I thought would be able to get moves. I can't even get my words out properly. I've completely lost any sentence, syntax or structure. I do apologise for all the wrong words like this, but the action we're seeing from these guys is phenomenal. Having driven these cars, I can tell you just how difficult it is what they're doing. And tell you what, Kyle Harris has got a battle on his hands. In the background, he's got Tom Davidson all over the back of him. And I tell you what, Tom's trying to pop up the inside. They go side by side. Oh, they're still side by side. And Tom, oh, they're side by side. This is a straight drag race. And it looks like Kyle might have got the run. They're going to come on at the start-finish straight now. Absolutely side by side. They're going to come into Cops Kane, and this one is going to be an interesting one. Who's going to blink first? Kyle's got the lead. Will Davison make a move? No. So the two, did they make a bit of contact there, Kane? I didn't see that quite clearly. Did they make a bit of contact there?
No, I think it was purely avoidance driving there, John. One a little bit wider than the other, but they both fall back in line. So yeah, all leading here.
Cornelius
trying to.
Tell you what, Cornelius, he's got himself a whole lot of problems here. He did look like he was getting a move done on Wesley, but he's dropped back a bit, and I tell you what, that's given Sam Sue the invite that he needed to get joined in through Magus and Beckett's. And I tell you what, Aleric Enslin, he is no slouch either, as we well know, and he will be eyeing up this little battle ahead of him. He will be licking his chops watching this come through the chicane here, Kane. Are we going to see, for the second lap on the trot, a Kieran Clifford at the end of the Hacker Straight going through those corners? He's going to be delighted that we've named that overtake after him, but it was a fantastic move, and the rest of the drivers have absolutely taken the initiative, and through Village they're getting the moves done. Look at that Farbin all over the back. Sam Sue, oh, and Sam Sue has got a bit of a wiggle. Cornelius has dropped off. Sam's had a bit of a wiggle. That's going to give Enslin the move right up the inside, so he's going to go round the outside of one car, try and sneak up the inside of the other, doesn't quite get it done. Cornelius still very much in close attendance. Sam going side by side, very close to Enslin there, very close to Enslin, doesn't make contact. So the four cars there tucked in behind Jason Westerby, who's having a great show in early doors, hanging on to fourth position, but as we can see, that is not a comfortable view from the rear view mirror. The ever-charging Aleric Enslin trying to make back places. Look how close he gets with Sam Sue and Cornelius Filmager. Oh, he's going to try and go up the inside. The door is closed. Sorry, Aleric, you're not getting through this time. You're going to have to work just that little bit harder. No wheels in Luffield today. Will he get it done along the start-finish straight, potentially go side by side in Cops? If we jump on board with Aleric, as you can see in the background, he's got Sam Sue very, very close, and Sam Sue has got Cornelius very, very, very close indeed. These four drivers. Oh, Sam, what a run at the corner. He's got a great run with Cornelius closing the gap as well. So Cornelius got the best run out of the four of them there. And Aleric, oh, Jason just pulls out with the battle. He decides not to get involved. Cornelius has to back out. So that's going to cost Cornelius in that battle. But Aleric Enslin making up more places, Kane, with Sam Sue. He just went sideways. He'll be hoping to jump onto the back of Aleric Enslin. Trying to say this with a straight face. He'll be hoping to jump on the back of Aleric Enslin and charge his way through, as we see Cornelius in the background getting a move done on Jason Westerby around the outside into Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, they don't touch again, side by side. The control all the way through the field from these guys, Kane, is absolutely phenomenal in these cars.
Yeah, that's a very high-speed corner there too, John. After the hanger straight, actually Stowe corner you're talking of. Real hard right-hander there. The guys have a little bit of trouble, so very heated. Cornelius in some battles, moving up, but yeah, again, Enslin from the back of the grid, a little bit of contact after, we've not even made it through first sector of track before that contact, so got that Porsche back on track and he's pushing it all the way to the front like we expected.
And talking of pushing, as much as it pains me, let's give Kieran Clifford some carpet time. He is having an absolute flyer. He is currently sitting on a podium position and he has Wilkie in front of him. Of course, he did qualify faster than Wilkie for this event, so in the reverse order grid you would would say he is going to be quicker round here than Wilkie. Obviously, he did qualify quicker than him, so a fairly redundant statement from an overexcitable commentator, but that is what you get when you fill a man with coffee and put 14 horses in these liveries around the track like Silverstone. So Clifford then, he is in the Paraflu livery. He's coming along the hanger straight. Is he going to pull another Clifford? No, sorry, that's Cops. That's the start of the lap. I'm getting myself too excited here and getting my track locations all mixed up, but I tell you what, Clifford, and look at the gap to Enslin. Enslin is closing that gap, so as we are watching Kieran Clifford, you can see in his rear view mirror the ever-present spectre of Alaric Enslin, and Sam Sue is not far in there behind. With 11 minutes to go, you would have to be a fairly stoic betting man to bet against the podium position changing, the podium positions changing sooner rather than later. Oh, he's going up the inside through Magus and Beckers. Let's get some helicam on that side by side. Look at the gap of Lensland closing there, Kane, as they're coming into the chicane. 3 wide into the chicane. Stalin is the sandwich. Sam Sue closes the gap. Lensland takes them both out through a chicane, Kane. Oh, and Kane's gone sideways. Oh, and he's lost control. Sorry, that wasn't Kane that lost that there. That was Kieran that was on the receiving end. Unfortunately, it looked like Sam Sue lost the car a little bit there. Went a bit silent. Alex Nunes, sorry, got a bit sideways, and he's taken out Kieran Clifford, who was on for a great finish there. Unfortunate stuff for Kieran there, Ken.
Yeah, massive impact there on the race, John. Full send by Alaric, but rocket launcher on the back. Don't know how he got that Porsche stopped, but yeah, full send down the inside of 2 cars there and into that chicane. Massive, and then a little bit of sideways, a little bit of tail happiness from both cars, and a little bit of correctness seeing them both come together and see each other out. So very unfortunate. Never like to see that sort of stuff happening in the heat of battle, but it is racing, and yeah, unfortunately those things do happen. But yeah, Alaric all the way up into 2nd position now, so how long can Harlan hold on?
Yeah, that is the big question. He's got 9 minutes. There's a 6-second gap. As you see, Kieran Clifford then straight back into action. He's got Johan Tai, who was involved in an incident earlier. He has managed to recover himself back up to 10th, and now he finds himself trying to gazump Kieran Clifford, who is currently in 9th, of course, just involved in that incident there. Seriously unfortunate. Curse to the commentator, you do feel. I did say it was about time we gave him some camera time. When he gets involved in that incident, finds himself dropping back down the order, so very unfortunate there. And he's going to have his work cut out for him, fending off Johan Tai for the next 9 minutes. So at the moment then, Nelius Filbinger once again seems to be a bit of a magnet for trouble in these races in this tournament. Of course, our Vispa sponsor, he is down in 14th position. We've got Jackie Harris, who's in the pits. We've got Messland in 12th, and Renandito in 11th. All over the back of Kyle Harris then, looking to make a move. Let's jump on board and see if he can get the move done through Magus and Beckers. We see the shell car moving up the inside, signal his intent. Kyle leaves the door open and says to him, if you want the place.
Stowe again, sorry John.
Stowe again, sorry. I'm not overexcited, Kane, you are. Calm down, okay? This is most unprofessional of you. So here we see them coming through a corner that Kane will correct me on later on, so I won't even try and name. But there is the shell car making it through, so Renandito then making up to 10th at the expense of Kyle Harris, who is now in 11th position. Johan Tai then, he is in 9th in that black Falcon livery. He is hunted down Brazilian livery of Kieran Clifford, who has made it up to 8th position after that incident. Jason Westerby still holding on to 7th with Elliot Wilkie. He was doing so well for himself. He is in 6th position. Tom Davidson, all the charges is Tom doing as well. He's up to 5th with Alex Nunes, currently in 4th position. He did make contact with the other black flag livery of Johan Tai earlier in the race, but he has recovered fantastically well to get back to 4th. Sam Sue holding on to this podium position, and you've got to say it could well be job done. He is a very quick and consistent driver, so he will be looking to make the most. Just as we say that, absolute sideways through the first turn. Beautiful stuff there from Sam. Holds on to as well. Alaric Enslin, he is up to 2nd position already, 13 minutes in. Even though he was involved in a couple of incidents, he is hammering on. That car looks so planted, it is beyond ridiculous at some points. And of course, Harlan Hatter, we did wonder if it was going to be if or when. Of course, I did say it would be a case of when rather than if for Ensland to take the lead. He has been involved in a couple of incidents. He does have his work cut out for him. He is cutting about 1.5 seconds per minute of track time out of Hatter's lead, so it does look good for Ensland to take first position if he can get onto the back of Hatter, but certainly it's looking great for Harlan Hatter to get himself a podium, Kane.
He's looking fantastic out in front, Harlan. Got that Porsche planted into round 2 here. Round 2, race 2. We'll be looking at that timing board, knowing who is behind, knowing who is catching. So just over 6 minutes left. All pressure on Harlan Hatter at the moment, with Alaric Onsland closing that gap considerably each lap as the battle does intensify down the back there. In the middle of the pack, Tom Davidson trying to get things done on Alex Nunes as well right now.
Yes, he is. There is definitely a battle brewing here. Tercel versus Black Falcon. Nunes currently holding on to 4th position, but he does have a very, very quick Tom Davison. As we were mentioning, Tom Davison did qualify 2nd here. In fact, almost a full 0.5 second quicker than the driver he is currently. Oh, and a bit of sideways. This curse of the commentator, people, it is genuinely a real thing. As soon as we start saying nice things about a driver, the back of the car steps out and tries to beat them around the corner. Speaking of beating them around see again, I was just about to jump on board and say Kieran Clifford closing the gap on Johan Tai, leaving Renedito in the distance. But he did have a bit of a struggle there getting the power down. So the tyres here, Kane, definitely not doing what the guys want to. 30-degree track temperature. Certainly could have been worse, it could have been raining. But in these cars, they will be going through these tyres pretty quickly if they keep up this rear wheel sliding action they all seem to be insistent on showing off with.
Yeah, and that's the format, isn't it, John? 20-minute races. It's push, push, push the whole way. So, to be fair, I don't know if it's 100% curse of the commentator, because I'm sure we're missing plenty of loose moments from these Porsches from plenty of drivers. They are, as we say, very tail happy, and do like to get a little bit loose at the back. But that's half the fun in driving them, and half the fun in watching all of this unfold. A gap up front, John. Harlan Hatter still holding off, 2.5 seconds. 4 minutes left. There'll be just 2 laps possibly left. So see how this can happen. Let's hope your mic is back on. We haven't heard you for just a minute.
Yes, my microphone is indeed back on. The problem is my keyboard. For anybody who doesn't know, I've got a sensationally loud keyboard, so if I want to do anything in the background to make all the pretty things work, I need to type furiously, and that thing does sound like a sledgehammer. So I do occasionally mute the mic, and with excitement forget to unmute it, which leaves Kane at 6 o'clock in the morning talking to everyone on his own, which is why I've got him as a backup. Thank you very much, Kane. I appreciate you, bud. But yes, we are coming to the end of race 2, and as we said, Alaric Ensland, he is absolutely chewed through the field despite being involved in that early incident. We find him closing the gap at what can only be described at an exponential rate. We can actually see Harlan Hatter just in the distance there, up ahead of Alaric. So he will be looking to close the gap 1.7 seconds at the last time on board, but I can assure you is a lot closer than that. Although full credit to Harlan, the quickest lap he's put in is a 2-minute 3.2, and his last lap was a 2-minute 3.4. So he is lapping very, 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 very consistently indeed. So this is absolutely in no way, shape or form a reflection on anyone else on the track. It is simply a reflection that the man we are on board with now is an absolute alien-paced driving maniac. The speed he gets his car go, the extra speed that he can carry in those Porsche 991 Mark II cars is, as you can see, phenomenal. He very rarely misses an apex turn, runs every corner absolutely beautifully, and that is why he has just mullered his way through the field. Mullered, of course, that is the professional commentary term used within racing, isn't it, Kane? I'm sure it's mullered. That's definitely a word that we use, isn't it?
It is now, John. It is now.
Excellent. Tell the truth, you're still in the huff over the neighbours to O'Kirk. I thought that was quite good. Extra number 3 at Scott and Charlene's wedding. I thought that was...
No, John, I'm enthralled. I'm enthralled to see how Elric's going to get past Harlan here. What do you say? Harlan's got some very, very respectable lap times out in front and only has to defend for the next minute and a half or so. So, very interesting. Will we see another full send from Ensland? Or will we see a more patient move?
Yeah, we may well. Now, Johan Tai, he is closing in on Kieran Clifford, so we could see a nice little battle between these two quick drivers. Just towards the end. Oh, Johan goes to sting it. Oh no, so that's not popping up the inside. This is going into Luffield, so of course that gives him the outside line. He's put it around the outside. Johan Tai. He has decided that Kieran Clifford's overtake in the first race wasn't quite good enough for the glory, so he has decided to gazump that and pop one on himself. Fantastic move there from Johan, but here is the move we have all been waiting on. We knew it was coming sooner rather than later, and I'll tell you what, he has left it right until the end. That is Alaric Ensland. Started the first race in first place, finished the first race in first place. Started this race in last place, and it looks like 39 seconds left on the clock. He is going to be good to finish in first place, unless Harlan Hatter can defend for absolutely everything he's got and keep Ensland in his rear view mirror. But and this means absolutely no disrespect whatsoever to Harlan Hatter. You've got to think that is a very, very, very tall order, even with Kane, this very, very short amount of track time left.
Yeah, John, little bit fantastic views there watching. As he almost goes sending the same spot as...
Absolutely
yeah,
beautiful.
blown away, John.
Yeah, go Kane.
Yep. Yeah, straight up the inside, under heavy braking. We've seen it all day. Can get that Porsche stopped on a dime. So, again, leaving it right to the last moment. But, as expected, Alaric Ensland out in front of everybody.
Indeed he is, indeed he is. We've still got Kieran Clifford though battling away. He's still battling Johan Tai. They're very close, but we will do something that I'm not used to doing, and let's watch the winner cross the finish line, shall we? I do believe this is the last lap, so when he crosses the line here, Alaric Ensland. 4 races we have had so far through week 1 and 2, and he has won 3 of them. Harlan Hatter taking a very, very, very competition inspiring second position. That will do him the world of good. Sam Su is going to come home in 3rd place with Alex Nunes. He is going to take 4th position in race number 2 here. Wilkie is going to come home in 5th. Jason Westerby is going to take himself a 6th position if he can hold off Tom Davison on the line. Tom Davison with a charge then. They're coming across the start finish line. It's a drag race. They're side by side, and I think, yes, Westerby has managed to hold on. Clifford and Renan Tai has taken 8th position. Kieran Clifford is going to take 9th with Renan Dito. There we go. Nice bit of sideways from Kieran. Give us a flash of your lights, Kieran. Thanks very much. So yeah, there's a stream delay, so you will hear that. Renan Dito, boom! He gives us a nice sideways slide. Look at that, beautiful. Like a glove with Kyle Harris coming home in 11th, doing a bit of grass cutting. Here he's got the contract for cutting the grass at Silverstone, so he's obviously putting in a bit of tender work there. We've got Meslin coming home in the Bedrix. He is going to take 12th with Cornelius Filbinger, our unfortunate sponsor from Vispa. He is going to finish in 13th with Jackie Harris in the Michelin livery. Kane taking 13th position. All action all the time. What a race 4 in this competition we've just had.
Yeah, what a round 2 battle, John. Huge for Alaric with Josh Webster away this round, so definitely taking all the points on offer with 2 first place finishes. Did leave it down to the last couple of corners to get those moves done to make it all the way to the top spot, but massive round 2 action, John. As John fiddles with a few little background things, yes, so...
That's what happens when you type too furiously. Sorry, I'm getting far too excited. And what I'm doing is multiplayer. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, so that did work. Sorry, I do apologise. What I'm doing, I'm just popping up some highlights from the race. And what a race we've had. So that is now race number 3 and 4 from week number 2 in the bag. As Kane mentioned, Josh Webster missed this week, and that left Alaric Enslin to absolutely romp to victory, which he did. Took the victory in both races. It certainly didn't have it all his own way. He was involved in quite a few incidents in the second race, but he managed to hold himself together. Cornelius Filbinger, of course, our faithful sponsor from Vispa, again, Kane didn't have the best of races and was involved in some unfortunate little incidents there, and found himself finishing at the back of the field after showing some great pace early doors.
Yeah, always, like we say, unfortunate to see those things happen. Let's hope Cornelius can find a bit of free air next week.
Yes, indeed. And great finishes this week as well from Sam Sue. So as I mentioned, Sam, he was in 8th. He's managed to finish ahead of Kyle Harris. Harlan Hatter is ahead of him, so he'll close the gap. He's going to also close the gap with Cornelius Filbinger. So Sam looks like he is on for an absolutely fantastic tournament as well. The highlights machine seems to be broken. We're simply watching one car. Oh no, there we go. We are going to get to see some overtakes. Here we go. Kieran Clifford putting the move on Elliot Wilkie. So yeah, it's good to see that's working too. Next week, Kane, we are still in Britain. Of course, it is the British GT Porsche Cup that we are taking part in. Next week, it is Darlington. That, my friend, is one seriously uneven course, which is going to bring, I would dare say, the best out in our drivers, if not the worst out in these cars.
Yeah, cannot wait for round 3 to start with Donington. He's going to prove tough ground for these drivers in these Porsches, but yeah, cannot wait to see these official liveries going around once again in only a week's time.
Yes indeed. Once again, the event was this evening, sponsored by Vispa. It was brought to you by the Rapid Drivers Club. Go on over to Discord, hashtag BRDC. Give us a hello, come and get involved in the racing, or come and just say hello. Of course, Facebook, Instagram, all the usual social medias are there. Check out Vispa's website. Vispa are creating virtual experiences that feel natural, immersing you in a 3D multiplayer work environment where collaborating, brainstorming and team building are both productive and creative. Vispa, bringing you the tools to make work as enjoyable as multiplayer gaming. Because let's face it, great ideas and innovation are never achieved by one single person. It always takes a group of people to create something beautiful. That is why we want Vispa to be a real collaboration platform where ideas can be created, evolved and developed to be something more. And just like Vispa, the Rapid Drivers Club is a very young startup-like group of people who just follow their passion and try to build something that people love. So they do love racing and they do love a sense of humour, and we absolutely love commentating on the races that these guys put on in the Porsche 2017 Porsche 991 Mark II. So that, unfortunately, is all we have time for this week. 4 done, 9 to go. That's week 2 in the bag, and on we march ever closer to the series finale. It is Donington next week with a full house of drivers in attendance. It promises to be an absolute cracker, and it's really going to bring this mid-table battle absolutely to life, Kane.
Yeah, John, that's right. And after tonight's races, really going to see a mix-up in that table, and he's going to make awfully interesting reading. Like you say, hopefully that full house next week is going to all be to play for, maybe apart from Enslin, of course. But yeah, Donington will be a real leveller. Will he be able to bring it through the field again in race 2? Before qualifying's even begun. We're predicting a strong qualifying from Eldrick. But yes, Donington, of course, will be a real leveller, John.
Yeah, it really will. It really will. Sorry, I can still barely get my words out watching this on-track action. Thank you once again. Thank you to everybody that watched. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you enjoyed the spectacle that these guys put on. We hope you enjoyed these beautiful Porsche liveries that the Rapid Drivers Club have managed to get their hands on, as we see another beautiful overtake up the inside there from Kieran Clifford. Thank you to our sponsors, Vispa, Cornelius, Filbinger and the gang. We will be bringing you, I keep meaning to say this, we've got so much to bring you. We will be bringing you an interview with Cornelius during the series, so we can find out exactly what it is and get a more in-depth look at what Vispa do. Thank you to the Rapid Drivers Club. Not only for the Porsche liveries, of course, but thank you for making the Rapid Drivers Club where people can come along, enjoy their sense of humour, enjoy their racing and get themselves involved. And thank you, of course, as always, to my main man, my Antipodean brother from another mother, Kane Dinham.
Yeah, thank you, John. Mirror those thoughts as well. Thanks to all of our viewers tuning in on Twitch and YouTube. Thank you to Rapid Drivers Club for putting these special events on. And thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Vispa.
Yes, indeed. And that is all we have time for tonight. So it is a good night from Kane.
Good night, everybody.
And it is a good night from me. Stay safe, good night, and we'll see you all next week.